Hello everyone! And welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club! In the last episode, Natsuki was trying to put icing on her face, so we are currently grabbing her hands, and then she told us not to tease girls like that or something like that, so yeah. Natsuki gazes at me in silence. Okay, we're having a moment. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Uh-oh, out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Maybe that's why. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet.
No wonder! You left a dirty tray in here, dummy! How could you make a mistake like that?
I'm sorry. You should have checked before turning the oven on.
Don't blame me for your mistakes! Jeez.
Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. Whoops. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops.
Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now.
Yeah. The tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue with the icing, like nothing ever happened. Okay.
Ah, that smells so good!
The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the oven door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room.
Look at how cute they all look!
She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. Aww, that's so nice. They look even better once we add the icing.
Not like you need to tell me that. I brought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative. Here, scoop the icing in these bags.
Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. Alrighty.
I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy. This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though.
What's this one for? I picked up one of the nozzles that has a much thinner tip than the others.
That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns. But you can also use it to write stuff on a cake. Like happy birthday or whatever.
Huh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Well, it's a literature event, right? We can make it more literature themed by writing a different word on each of the cupcakes. It would be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like.
I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid. But that's actually a really cute idea, so...
Maybe I'm getting it from you.
What's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute.
Come on. We're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can't dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute.
Well...
Natsuki's voice trails off.
Same with you.
Eh? Did you say something?
No! Nothing! Let's just do the icing.
Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens the nozzle onto each of the bags. She starts freaking chucking them at my face. She's like, here you go, do the icing.
There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time. Here, I'll show you how to do it.
Without giving me a chance to think about before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She shows me how to apply the icing, and then we each get to work. Wow! When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work.
Look at how pretty they are together.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
I wish I could have one now.
Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that.
Well, yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite.
Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she was here, we'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner.
Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we would have time for manga, but I need to be home for dinner.
Already? That's a shame.
It's your fault for working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you'll always have this chance.
Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me.
You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry some, then you can probably do it in one trip.
Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any.
I wish she would listen to me the way she listens to you.
Yeah. I again think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today. Oh no. I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at the point it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all.
Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today.
You too. I'll walk you out, I guess. Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. Feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that. Did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted?
Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow.
Wait, Natsuki.
Eh?
What you said before about not always having this chance. It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you wanted. But aside from that, you can come over any time, okay? I think that, if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you wanted to read manga or go out somewhere...
Do you really mean that?
Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend more time with you.
Mist, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay here longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so...
Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wow! Wait, Natsuki! Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breaths against me. Wow!
I felt it. For a while now.
Natsuki suddenly jumps back.
Sayori! Hi, Mist.
Sayori! Oh yeah, I remember this because same thing happened with Yuri. I want the music. Just now, we weren't...
It's okay, Mist. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, You should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Aw, really? That's too bad. Yeah, well... I'll see you at the festival tomorrow, so it's fine. Just don't eat any cupcakes before then. Anyway, later!
Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori! Yay, the music's back. I feel calm now. I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see it for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Mist? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Mist. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monika was right. I should just...
Monika? Monika was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not going to let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain. But... Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Mist. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Mist, I like you so much I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need the most right now. And that's why I'm going to give you. Sayori! I love you! You'll always be my dearest friend! No, I gotta say you'll always be my dearest friend! You'll always be my dearest friend! She's like, wow, that is not at all what I wanted. You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monika told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and what will make you happy in the end. I promise it'll help get things back to the way they were.
I see.
Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression.
Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this.
Sayori!
It's okay. This is just my punishment. Remember? For being so selfish. So please don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time that there's no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Mist. I'll trust you with anything. Anything at all. So...
Sayori's smile finally breaks. Oh, all of a sudden she turns around and drops to her knees. Ah! Why is she screaming? Clutching her head with both her hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off. Oh no! I think before in the Yuri route, I think I said I love you to her. Oh no. Sayori! I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I've got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend. And I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day. Uh-oh. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond, thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki does about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monika, I'm sure the event will be great too. Oh gosh.
Mist! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early.
That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now, and maybe the music would start up again. Monika! Monika is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monika would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing.
I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you.
Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on days this important she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. Yeah, don't be so cruel! And I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all.
You should take a little responsibility for her, Mist. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know?
Exchange? I also, knowing what has happened and Monika saying that, Monika, you know about that?
Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all.
But, I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right? Jeez, you don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Monika is being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that. Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too. I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before.
Get out of my head.
Get out of my head, 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 get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading that poem, I get a pit in my stomach. Mist? What's wrong? Nothing. The poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so... Well, all right. Try not to take too long, okay? I quickly leave the classroom. Don't strain yourself. Monika calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock at the door. I don't expect an answer, since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I open the door and let myself in. Sayori? She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door. Sayori? And with that, I think I should end this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club here. Also, trigger warning for the next episode. I'll also probably put in the beginning of the next episode, so just a warning. So thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. It's really awkward without the music, but I'll add music in post. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. And I'll see you in the next episode of Doki Doki Literature Club. Bye!